easy version of Utkatasana. The process here is to just focus on the squat element of this. So we're going to have the legs together, but be aware that in any good squat, your weight is to be in the heels. So that's going to activate muscles at the back of your body, and it's also going to protect your knee joints. So we'll take the feet together, and I'll just show you the angle. We're quite forwards, so we're not going to come up into the full Utkatasana. We're just kind of bringing our focus to the heels and the back body taking weight. So just allow yourself to bend the knees just a little bit. Have a look down at your knees. Make sure they're not kind of obscuring your view of the toes. Sitting down, squeeze the knees together. Take the arms up by the ears, and you're reaching. So there's a sense of as if you're about to sit on a chair behind you. Try to have the arms straight and by the ears. Keeping the breath deep and steady. Make sure that the knees aren't under pressure. So lots of weight in the heels that's going to engage through the bum, the hamstrings. Nice and good. Good, and then coming up to standing, just take a breather. We're going to do that just twice more. Just take a little breather recovery because it's a modified posture, but it's still quite challenging. So 2 more breaths there. 1 more breath. And then as you bend, before you lift the arms, just look down at your knees. It's always good to use the eyes just to sort of check where you're at, because sometimes we can't get enough data from just feeling, so it's good to see as well. So sitting down into the heels and then extend the arms by the ears. Your drishti or your gaze is on the ground ahead of you. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the back, have your palms facing each other. Maybe sit down a little lower, but do make sure that the weight is in the heels and the work is in the muscles of the back body rather than stressing your knees out. Should be quite easy to look forwards in this pose. So the chest is up even though we're leaning forwards. Good, and then we come back up again. Let's just close the eyes this time. Take a longer breather. So the breath rhythm that we've established already in this session, just keep that going. Even in the easier breaks like this, we're keeping that lovely rhythm going. This time we're going to come into it in a different way. So blinking the eyes open, lift the arms up by the ears, keep them there by the ears. So if you can, when you squeeze the arms in, you're touching your ears. And then from there, from the sky down instead of from the ground up. But again, we've got the weight in the heels. Should be quite easy to look forwards. So don't lean forwards too much. Think more about sitting down and back. Good, and then coming back up. Well done, just shaking the arms out. So that was called chair pose. We're now going to go to bear pose. My favorite pose. So from chair to bear. Now, from chair to bear is an easy thing to remember. So maybe this could be your homework, this duo of asanas or postures. Bear pose is quite like chair pose, except it's a little bit stronger. So I'm going to show you first from the side so you can see the kind of angles. Very similar setup. I'm looking at the knees. The arms are coming by the ears, but then I'm going to interlace the fingers. It gives me a bit more strength. And I'm leaning forwards, trying to keep my back as straight as possible, trying to keep my arms in line with that straight back, but I'm still in a squat. My heels are on the ground more so, and weights into the heels. So we set up in the same way, bending the knees, make sure that they don't jut out in front of your toes. Interlace the fingers. Might be a bit easier to get the arms by the ears now. Keeping awareness that we are in a good squat, so there's no weight coming into the toes. And then see if you can drape the front body onto your thighs. Keep lifting the arms so that they're by the ears or even behind the ears. Don't let them hunch forwards. See if you can get contact between the front body and the thighs. Good. Inhale, coming back up. You take a little breather there. Shaking the legs out, just release a bit more. It's a bit more intense. It's a bit more kind of compact. It's much easier, actually, that one, if you've got a big belly, because you get the contact much quicker. So more chocolate, more crisps for this posture. So sitting down, interlace the fingers, arms coming up by the ears. Remember, it is still kind of a squat. I know we're in a forward bend as well for this one, but still be aware of the back body taking the weight, not the toes, and definitely not the knee joints. Keeping the breath deep. Try to lay the front ribs onto the thighs. Really use the interlace of the hands to draw the arms up so you're opening the shoulders. Really nice, everyone. Couple more breaths there. Super good. Good, and coming back up, just shake that out. We're just going to do that once more, but just take a few breathers first. Shoulders releasing. And then one last time, so just have a look at your knees, make sure the placement, the alignment's correct. Interlace the fingers, arms by the ears, and start to sit down with the bum and start to lean forwards with the chest. Baluasana, bear pose. Couple more breaths there if you can. Good, and coming back up. Very well done, guys. Well